When you're shopping online, every single millisecond is money. Seriously, a slow website isn't just annoying, it's actively costing you sales. So, let's say you're building an online store today, from scratch. Which technology is going to give you that ultimate speed advantage? Well, we're going to dive into the data and find out.
Okay, first, let's just set the stakes here. A website that loads in 1 second, just one, has a conversion rate 2.5 times higher than a site that takes 5 seconds to load. That is a massive difference. Think about it. For every 2 people who buy from the fast site, the slow one might only get 1. We're not talking about tiny little tweaks. This is a fundamental driver of success.
So, that's really the big question, isn't it? It's not about flashy animations or cramming in the most features. The real speed, the kind that converts, comes from the very foundation of the site, the technology it's built on. And today, we're putting that foundation to the test.
Before we meet our contenders, it's so important to understand exactly what's at risk here. The financial impact of a slow website is just staggering, and it affects way more than just the checkout button.
You see, a slow page speed creates this big ripple effect. It starts with a terrible customer experience, right? That leads to frustration, abandoned carts, which of course just craters your conversion rates. But it doesn't even stop there. Google actually uses page speed as a ranking factor, so a slow site gets pushed way down in the search results. That hurts your visibility and, at the end of the day, your overall sales.
So, how do you actually build a fast site? Well, it all starts with something called a JavaScript framework. Let's meet the 3 popular tools that researchers put into a head-to-head competition.
The easiest way to think about a framework is to compare it to a car engine. You could have a reliable V6 for a family sedan, or you could have a high-performance V12 for a race car. They both get the job done, but they're engineered for completely different goals. In web development, it's the same thing. You choose your framework based on the kind of performance you really need.
So, in one corner, we've got Next.js. Think of it as the industry heavyweight. It's incredibly popular, it's packed with features, making it a go-to choice for tons of complex projects. And in the other corner, we have 2 nimble challengers, SvelteKit and Astro. They're the new kids on the block, and they were designed with one main thing in mind, just raw performance.
Now, to find the real champion, you can't just guess. You need a fair fight. So that's what researchers did. They designed a controlled experiment, a kind of digital gauntlet, to test what each of these frameworks could really do.
And the methodology here is absolutely key. This wasn't some theoretical debate on a forum. It was a practical, hands-on test. The plan was simple. Build the exact same online store 3 different times, once with each framework, and see which one performed the best under real-world conditions.
In this diagram, it might look a little complex, but it shows a brilliantly simple setup. The researchers built the exact same 4-page store with each framework. And crucially, they were all hosted in the same place and pulled all their product info from the very same database. By controlling all those variables, any difference in speed could be pinned directly on the framework itself. Super smart.
The test was designed to simulate a typical shopping trip. So, first up, a simple static homepage. Then it got tougher, a dynamic product list with 150 different items to see how they handle a lot of data. Next, a detail page for just one of those products. And finally, a fully interactive shopping cart, where things have to update, instantly.
Okay, so how do we actually measure speed? Well, the first key metric is something called First Contentful Paint, or FCP. Just think of this as the, oh, I see something moment. It's that very first sign a user gets that the page is actually loading and isn't just broken.
The second metric, and you could argue it's even more important, is Largest Contentful Paint, or LCP. This measures when the main event, the big hero image, the headline, the grid of products, is fully visible. This is a core web vital for Google because it's the moment the page actually becomes useful to you.
All right, the stage was set, the metrics were chosen, and the tests were run. So, after all of that, which framework actually came out on top? Let's get to the good part, the results.
Looking at the results for that I see something moment, the First Contentful Paint, the difference is pretty immediate. Astro is the clear winner here, delivering that first piece of content in just 0.43 seconds. SvelteKit is right on its heels, but both of them are significantly faster than Next.js.
Now, what about when the page becomes truly useful, the LCP? Well, the story is pretty much the same. Astro and SvelteKit are practically neck and neck, both loading the main content well under a second. Next.js, on the other hand, just crosses over that critical 1-second threshold.
So what's their secret? I mean, how are they so much faster? Well, a huge part of the answer is just efficiency. Take a look at this chart of the average page size. SvelteKit and Astro produce pages that are less than a third of the size of the Next.js page. It's pretty simple. A smaller page is just faster to download and display. That extra size in Next.js, it often comes from all the code needed to power its huge list of features right out of the box.
Let's actually see this in action. This little film strip here shows the homepage loading race. As you can see, by the 0.4-second mark, both SvelteKit and Astro have delivered a nearly complete page. Meanwhile, Next.js is still just a blank white screen. I mean, it's a visual knockout.
The race continues on the much heavier product list page. And again, Astro gets content on the screen first. By the time SvelteKit and Astro have rendered the entire product grid, right around the 1-second mark, Next.js is only just starting to show the first few items.
Okay, so Astro and SvelteKit are faster. But is there a catch? What about something really important like search engine optimization? Well, here's a cool twist. It's a perfect tie. Despite those performance differences, all three frameworks are built so well that they all achieved a flawless SEO score of 100.
So, based on the stopwatch alone, the verdict seems pretty clear, right? But as the researchers themselves point out, building a great website is about a lot more than just raw speed.
And this is a really crucial point, and it comes straight from the study's own conclusion. They say that while there are performance differences, they aren't drastically large. They advise that anyone choosing a framework should really look beyond just the numbers and consider the bigger picture.
So, what are those other factors? Well, first, there's developer experience. How easy is it for your team to actually build and make changes? Then there's community support. If you hit a problem, a massive community like the one for Next.js means someone has probably already solved it for you. And finally, what does your project actually require? Do you need the huge ecosystem that comes with the heavyweight? Or does the lean, focused speed of a challenger like Astro fit your goals better? These trade-offs are just as important as the numbers on a stopwatch.
Which brings us right to our final question. The data shows that for pure, out-of-the-box speed, yeah, the newer frameworks have an edge. But choosing a technology is a balancing act. It's this trade-off between raw performance and other factors like development speed and long-term support. So the real takeaway isn't just about which tool is fastest, but about understanding which factors matter most for your project. The right answer? It really depends on what you're building.